Hey everybody, I wanted to do a quick video because it has been a very long day. We waited many hours for the discharge to go through and for my Aunt Janet to get transferred to her new facility. This morning I called about 7 or 8 different places only to find out that most of them don't have staff for admissions on the weekend. Not like people don't get discharged from the hospital on the weekend, but I got a hold of one place and they did have an opening, and it was going to be about $580 a day. And that was quite higher than the place yesterday. And when it comes to the price per day, I found out that just covers room and board. So when it comes to needing physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, blood work, doctors, all that fun stuff, that's separate. So with Beacon Hill being $440 for semi-private, which means 2 people to the room and they share a washroom, it seemed like we were just going to go to Beacon Hill at this point. So we let the caseworker know at Rush so she could send over the referral and start processing the discharge. They let us know that was going to take a couple hours, and they were expecting to get her kind of rolling about 4:30 today. In the meantime, I went to the old facility at Bellaterra to pick up her stuff, and lo and behold, I mean, based on the care that she's been receiving there, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. But when I picked up the stuff, there were things that were broken. There were a bunch of liquids mixed in with paperwork and toiletries, and it was so saturated, I just had to throw out half of her stuff. Luckily, the clothes were in a separate bag, so we could keep those, and those were still clean. But what really got me was the fact that she had this little squishmallow koala bear that was her thing to hug, and it was like her comfort blanket, right? And she's had it for the duration of being sick and dealing with all this stuff. And I saw it on Wednesday morning on her bed, and there was nothing wrong with it. And today, it was destroyed. So not only could this place not stay clean enough so that it didn't reek of multiple different smells, not only could they control the bug issue that they had, their lack of communication to getting her to doctor's appointments, and then we're not quite sure, but whatever led up to us having to take her to the ER on Wednesday, then they're going to destroy her stuff on top of that. So I'm going to be launching a formal complaint citing all the various things that I've witnessed and had kind of like try to have conversations with them that didn't really seem to go anywhere. So I have the information for the Public Department of Health so that I can file those, because other people need to know. And it's really hard navigating this when you're not used to doing it. And when you have a loved one in the hospital and they have a surgery or something happens to them and they need to go to some sort of rehab facility, sometimes the hospital will coordinate it. Sometimes you just gotta pick from whatever is available. One of the tools that I used yesterday to try to narrow down the list of hundreds of places in the Chicagoland area was the Medicare.gov website. And on that, you can search short and long-term care facilities. And there's 3 different breakdowns that give them their rating out of 5 stars. And one of them has to do with the inspections and any complaints that were filed, any citations that they were given during that inspection, and it lists that out. The other one has to do with staff, the interaction, the turnover, how many nurses per person. And then the other one is quality. And that has to do with either the percentage of people who get sick, who have to go to the ER, who transfer out. So they kind of take that number and they put that together. And so that's a really great resource, because being able to read through the different citations and the different complaints really gave me a picture for, how long ago it was. Was it, a small complaint? Was it a big thing? Like, one of them got cited 10 times for unsanitary kitchen practices. And I was like, oh, that's great. So that's a really great resource to be able to use. But yeah, the discharge process can take much longer than expected. And so after waiting quite a few hours, we did get her there. And so I'm really excited tomorrow to go visit her and see how she's adjusting to her new surroundings. But, even the new place, when we got there at first, like, they had this like makeup bag, and it had a bunch of toiletries in it. And they even had like a welcome sign, and then they have the calendar of the activities right there so the residents can kind of look at it, and just really impressed by it. So I look forward to seeing how this plays out and sharing some more updates as they come. And thanks for checking this out, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.